A very good morning to all. I take great pleasure in welcoming Mr. Uma Maheshwaran. I think he belongs to 2004 batch, right? 4 batch? Yeah, 2002 4 batch. And since then, he has been, he has more than a decade, that is around 2 decades of experience in the real estate sector. And I will very well remember that you were with Murugappa Groups as well. And during the placement time, you helped a lot the department in guiding the students. And he is one among the students whom we can have a count. Actually, we can count on for any kind of help to the alma mater, because he is a dedicated person. Whatever the initiative he take, he will complete it with dedication. And we have seen him accomplishing so many things in Murugappa Groups and later in the real estate sector. And real estate sector has given a lot of news in the media during this pandemic also, because the migrant labor related issues, all those stuff. But is there anything stored for MBA professional graduates? That is another question came up to our mind. So as it happened, we started DMS Talk series this year. We just renamed and rebranded guest lecture series as DMS Talk series, and the one type we have is DMS Talk, Alumnus Talk. So exclusively we invite alumnus of our department. Every week we are trying to bring one alumnus in connection to our department students, so that they will know where our alumni have reached. So they will get ultimately motivated. That is the first aim of this particular talk series. And they will also get proper guidance from the alumni from different sectors where they wanted to land after their MBA graduation. So this is the purpose of this, and I welcome you, Mr. Uma Maheshwaran, with a very big happy note that you are again connecting with us, because long years, 14 years, more than 14 or 16 years, we have not talked each other, but for the past 3 months, I've been talking to all the alumnus. Almost every day, I used to connect to 10 or 12 alumnus. That was the target I kept. Now we are in a Telegram group. 300 plus alumni we have mobilized, and we are going to have some formal interaction also. Maybe like IIT Delhi has its own endowment company, and also it has its own CEO. So we are slowly moving towards formal initiatives towards alumni interactions. And so in this occasion, I also take great pleasure in welcoming our esteemed colleagues, Dr. Madan Mogan and Dr. Rajeshwari is taking a lot of efforts to organize this program, because we are also very busy with this examination. And amidst this, she has been extending a lot of support because students have to be given proper training for their during their stay in the department. That is the belief we have. And actually today another lecture is also going on from IBM. One expert is giving an expert talk and to cover the syllabus of software project management, which Dr. Victor is coordinating. Actually this had a really clashed today, but we could avoid this because we want all the students to be in this program to get benefit, so that we can have flexible timing to schedule the lectures in a proper manner. So with this note, I welcome Mr. Uma Maheshwaran to give or enlighten our students on what are the real estate opportunities for MBA graduate, because I believe it is a big project management work, real estate construction project. So naturally, our MBA graduates should have a lot of opportunities in different angles, because with their engineering background, with their accounting background, with their economics background, I think they can give a bigger role in the construction companies as well. So I requested Dr. Uma, Mr. Uma to, I'm saying Dr. Uma, I think you will soon become Dr. Uma as well, I wish. And Rajeshwari, can we hand over the session to Mr. Uma? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Kritika, you just introduced the guest.
introduce the guest, and I may leave a while to start that program around 11 o'clock. Again, I will join because I want to interact with Uma Maheshwaran after his talk also. I will be there for the whole talk, but initially I may leave for a while to start that SPM lecture, and I will again join. Yeah, over to Miss Kritika.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Uma Maheshwaran is
put a microphone in mute form so that it will not be a...
Yes. All the students are requested to mute their mics, please. Uma Maheshwaran is a top management professional in real estate and property development expert. He has completed the Masters in Business Administration, specializing in operations and marketing in our department in 2004 batch. He has worked in Pacifica Companies Limited in Chennai as a general manager in the field of business development and has worked as an associate vice president in Soba Limited and currently working as a property consultant and advisor for digital marketing companies. He has 16 plus years of experience in profit center operations, project feasibility studies, budgeting in sales, marketing and CRM, project management, channel management, MIS reporting, land acquisition, competitor analysis, branding, cost and resource optimization, SOPs, and policy formulation, project handover delivery, client relationship, and team management. Now, I would request our speaker, Uma Maheshwaran, to take over the session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Parita. Hello? Ma'am, can you present?
Yeah, we can hear.
I'm starting.
Can you present that presentation? It will be better.
Yes,
Yeah,
now
good morning,
the slides are visible.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Let us today we can start about the career perspective in real estate sector, which is the topic which I would like to discuss about the students, and hope everybody we are in the situation of pandemic situations which we are talking. I think most of them would be known that from this situation we have come to what exactly what is the need today. The next slide, madam, please. Yeah, in these topics I will be covering about the back to basics. What is the basics which what the pandemic situation has made today, and basic needs. What is the basic needs which is needed, and we will talk about the real estate sector overview, and we talk about the real estate market insights, life cycle, and real estate management, and career scope for management graduates. Next slide. See, that's what I am talking about. See, during this pandemic situation, this is the caption which everybody will be known in the market. Everybody is hearing these words regularly, saying that be safe, stay at home. It says that, see, earlier before this pandemic, everybody was in the we used to be important on the different segment sides, and we never focused on the basic needs. That is what the basic need is. Now it has been expanded to stay at home, work from home. So it says that all people will be saying that negatively, saying that since the pandemic situation is come, the real estate sector is coming down and there is no the scope for it. But actually, people might be noticed in your nearby place itself. People who are in this condition itself, they might have developed, they might have redeveloped their homes. They might have expanded, which they have one BHK, they will be expanding for other things. This is what we used to say, that we always have a future in real estate. See, in real estate, which will not, in worldwide, if you talk about real estate, is one of the segment which always be the steady move. There is no, the fluctuations are there. People are getting confused about the market segment is going high or low. That is, it is not is the possible. It's always in, if you talk about Indian real estate is concerned, it is always in the higher side, because we are an Indians. We always have a sentimental, emotionally we are attached with the properties, and if you all the management, you will study about the basic needs itself. Madam, next slide, please. See, this is the Pascal law, which we say that the basic needs, food, water. What we understand from the basic need of a human being is food, water, warmth, and rest, and say security and safety. We are not, during this situation, we are not talking about the psychological needs and the self-fulfillment needs. So the basic needs, everybody is spending on only the basic needs, what is for the last 6 years, and another 5-6 years also people will be spending the money, and whatever they earn also will be on the basis on that. That is what we used to say, that in Tamil they will say that unna unavu udukka udai irukka idam, இந்த மூன்றும் இருக்கணும். If you talk it in Hindi, they'll say that kana kapda makan. If anybody starts any business in the world on basic of on these three segment, it's always be the safe and best segment to invest and to grow also. That is one thing which we can talk about. And that is what I always have the strong belief that real estate segment always goes in a steady manner. There are a lot of experience which I had in the previous segment itself. When we talk about 2005-6, that is we say that life cycle. During the year 2005 to 8, we can say that market has been in the peak which never seen, that Indian real estate have never seen that. At the time of, during the year of 2007, all the people used to predict that the Indian real estate will go in the very higher side. But unfortunately, it came down. It came down means it is not in the negative side. That everybody has to understand that why the industry has come down. The property, all the real estate segment itself developed. But what happened is the people who have earned the profit on the earlier, that is from 2001 to 5 or 6 or 7, whatever the money they had, they gone and invested on very higher investments. Like they started that they have that is unpredictable market, we used to say that, which is an unbelievable market, which is unbelievable growth which has happened during that period. So they had the strategy that still it will go on the higher side now. Whatever they had it in the money, they started investing on the lands, which is made them to be in a critical situation. But we can't say that the industry has come down. The land which they bought it, but they can't able to sell, or they can't able to develop, because since the market has come down, the existing project has come down. That's it. And the sale velocity has been come down. It never says that the velocity has come to the zero. That is what we say that people, because there are those periods that we used to call in real estate that people we called as investors, end users. All these people are called as the segment which is being run by that. So during 2008 or 7, all the investor had backed out. But when we say about this basic needs, that is we called as the end user. The end user needs the home. Still in 2008, 2009, 2010, we had the sales and it was going out, but because the end user was able to buy the property. That is what the market was there. And another one more is that we have to look it out is people who are in the industry in 2008 and all. There is, for example, you say that there is 100 unit is a demand for real estate. There are developers, we have around 20 developers who develop the property. They say we used to classify the lifestyle category as A, B, C. That is the people of luxury, ultra luxury, like that. We say that people who there is a demand for real estate segment, that is for property and all the developer are started on the upper class. That is the 5% of the market, which is 5% of where there is a 5% of the market demand. People are supplying, that is the developer who is supplying is will be almost at 80% of the supply. And that is what, when we say that another 80% of the, there is a demand which is not been supplied by the developers. So developers never bothered about the 80%. That is what we are talking about, the basic needs. Basic need and the end user, which is the, we talk about the affordable government, affordable housing. That's what the government has come to for housing for all schemes. One of the sector which we are talking about, the housing for all sectors now. Affordable housing has emerged, and the government has given that lot of subsidiaries to boost that product. Now all the developer who are in the higher side has coming up with the lower side also. That is one case which we are talking about. Now I would like to discuss about some of the about the real estate sector. What is the sector? How it is running it. The next slide, madam. Yeah, if you real estate sector, naturally comprising of 4 sectors, that is housing, retail, hospitality, and commercial. If you talk about housing now, that is luxury segment, which is I was talking about. Most of the people in 2000 up to 2018, 90% of the developers who developed in real estate sector are concentrated on luxury products. So if you talk about affordable segment, every developer has ruled out on this affordable housing itself. Now the trend has been changed because there is a lot of demand was only for in the affordable segment. So now the affordable is coming. That's what the government is scheming is the Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Awas Yoga scheme, which has been given for that scheme. That is, it has been government also is promoting that affordable housing. That is called EW, economically weaker section. Is called as this type of housing is being done. And when we talk about real estate, now people's perception is real estate means it is a brokerage. It's not like that. It is a sector which is that is if you talk about Indian industry itself, you say that real estate is the major industry which is boosting that. Our GDP 13%, 13.5% of the GDP comes from the real estate sector. That is, people are not aware of it. And if you talk about retail is come from mall, showrooms, and chain of stores. These are the segments which is coming there. Malls, obviously we know that all the metros and tier 1 cities or tier 2 cities which we covered with the malls, mall development, everything is coming. And showrooms, you know that, and chain of stores means you can say Vasant and Co. These are the where also people are being engaged, the management students, they start land acquisition, everything. That is they start, and then you have McDonald's, you have Reliance now, they are coming to the Reliance stores. You can see Reliance Market, you have a hypermarket, all this comes under the retail which they go on chain on restaurants. You won't believe even the other sectors also is there. And hospitalities, the hotels, resorts, and you have that hospitals, which is also comes under real estate sectors. And today concept from 2018 and 19, the new concept is called the co-living and student living and co-space. That is in commercial we talk about the office space. Office space is comes to co-space, co-living space, IT building space, SEZ, and warehouse and logistics. So if we come to 2009, 10, 11, if we say that real estate sector which is growing in the entire, particularly not the housing sector or retail sector. If you talk about real estate sector which is growing now today, we can talk about that warehouse is the promising market which is doing very good when compared to last 15 years. Now all the developer who are developing housing unit has shifted to the warehouse development. Warehouse development only because of it. This warehouse development has come only because of the when online shopping, all this, we can say Amazon and Flipkart, they need a warehouse we need to be supported. That is one thing which it is helpful for this industry, for warehouse and logistics. And like, see, we have saying that in future people won't be buying of real estate homes. That is, home buying will become reduced. It doesn't mean that real estate sector is going to be zero. After 10 or 15 years, recently we had a conference with the Italian. They have done a study. See, Israel has been done. See, if you talk about real estate, Israel is the one of the country which give most importance for real estate. So real estate, they are saying that in future all the developers who used to develop they will develop the property and they will not going to sell, because the life cycle of people has been changing now. So people will go for a co-living and student living. If you are a student, you go and live in a student. You won't live in a college or a university which runs a hostel. So people who want to have that luxury life with their home-like feeling, they are going for a student living. You may know that industry is called, a Zolo stay, co-living stays. All these things are very popular now in Bangalore and Chennai, Coimbatore, all the metros. Now the same thing for the co-living people who are working in different, because some people in IT companies, they work in 6 months in Bangalore, 6 months in Chennai, they travel to other countries. Now they are going for the co-living. So for them, the lifelong, it's going to be a shifting of the houses. So some of them they are not interested to investment. So they are buying on the own property. That is what we ourselves are evaluating in the new segment also. Like it is not necessary to you buy a house, but you can buy a home in Chennai and you can affiliate with the co-living companies also, wherever you want you can go and your rent can be adjusted. So this is the concept is newly evolving, and all the developers now focusing on these things, and that the co-living and the affordable, it has a link with them. So co-living and affordable are linking together, which is running. It is a new concept which is going also. And similarly, people who that is called a co-space also. This is a big sector which we are now talking about all these together. This is I'm saying that real estate, we have, these are the sectors, in sector, the subsectors and the subdivisions. You have lots of varieties where a graduate can explore their expertise and they can do that also. And second thing, see, this is the market currently. That this is a little bit we taken that information. By 2040, real estate market will grow by 65,000 crores from 12,000 crores. What is last year? Even if you take that 2020 also, it will start and it will grow to 65,000 crores. And real estate segment is expected to reach a market of 1 trillion billion in 2013. It's a contribution of 13% of country's GDP. Now everybody knows what is the GDP now. So this is the one sector, that is what every developer for the 4 or 5 years, the government if they are supporting for this sector, will be the huge development for the national also. That is what lot of schemes and systems which government is initiating and supporting it. Now the developers also participating with the government, taking initiative. See, for that is the one move is called the affordable housing, which is going on a very good. It is in the track now. If all the developers started developing on this thing, it not only 15%, it will be more than that, which is we as a practical people, we expect that it should be more than 15%. We will be contributing to the GDP of our GDP to our country. So Indian real estate increases by 19% of CAGR from 2017. We are expecting up to 2018, almost just 20%. See, the office sector has been commercial leasing also is still increasing. See, this office sector now, if you talk about, I personally saying that last 15 years I have been working in this industry. This is everything, all the industry is, as we say, that directly proportional to the housing development. See, this real estate sector itself has a link with all other industry also. So earlier people used to say that when the IT industry booms, that real estate industry is booms. It's not like that. And similarly, you can see from 2008 to 2015, we have never seen any commercial development. People and the property has not now, since there were only a few development in office space and IT space is limited to the growth. Now the demand has been increased. If you see in Chennai itself, there is called a World Trade Center, which has been building by Brigade, and Blackstone is a company which is coming and investing on that. And the Brigade is a company which is investing on all on IT space and leasing, IT space and leasing. They are doing it for the bigger corporates. That says that indicates, see, every company, IT company increase their employment. So there will be a need, there is always a proportion rate of housing needs. So earlier it was in the higher side, that is the, when there is a need, people are supplying in the other side also, in the higher segment, not on the lower segment. That is one thing. And what I was talking about, the co-space across top 7 cities. This is the 12 square feet, that is the main thing which is growing up in the Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, all the cities which is going. And warehouse, you can say that since online has been increased, all the online companies need warehouse. Earlier warehouse used to be very less. That is one thing which we been seeing there. Then we talk about life cycle of a real estate development. See, if you talk about any real estate, any development, it starts from the land acquisition and it starts at the feasibility study. You buy a land, you will identify a land, you go for a feasibility study, whether this land, if the land which you identified, you do a feasibility study, what type of development you can do, whether you can do a commercial, residential, or a mall, or all this comes in the what type of feasibility will be useful for this. That is what. Then is the financial model. Financial model is how the project is, what is the land cost, what is the construction cost, what will be the revenue, what will be the ROI, whether it is what is by return on investment for the 5-6 years. Now that financial model will be calculating on that based on so many parameters. Then the land will be selected for the legal process. Once the legal is finished, if the when the land is marketable title, then we will go for a licensing for the government. That is, we say that we will be coordinating licensing with the industry and we will get a approval for the project. Government approvals, all these things. Once we approve, then the RERA, Real Estate Regularization Act, which has been formed, then we will be registering that and we will sell the property. So we will be selling the housing. If we talk about housing, we will go for a pre-launch. We will be going for a pre-launch. Pre-launch before sales itself will be to the known sector. People will be approaching to the existing customers and communicating to them, and they will start selling on that. And another is the marketing department. Marketing is it's a vast. Marketing is the ATL, BTL activities for this property to be developed, promoted, and you have a digital marketing, and then from all these marketing activities, you will have all the leads will be generated for the particular property, whether want to sell or lease or renting or anything will be the lead generation. Then comes the sales. People through these leads, they will be contacting the end customer and they will be doing the sales. Once sales is completed, then it goes to the post sales. Post sales means you will sell you will be selling that, and you will be collecting the first 20% of the money from the customer, and you will start the process. Then that process goes to the customer relationship management. It will be handed over to the CRM team. The customer relationship management, what they do is, they will, once the sale is done, they will coordinate with the bankers, financial institution based on the customer profile, whether it will be, whether they have a loan eligibility, whether they are going for a own fund, and they will give the details about what is the process and the stage-wise payment, all the payment collections and updating of the projects, everything will be done by this department. Then there will be a team called handing over team. They will be handing over the property. After completing, once the property has been handed over the customer, then it will goes to the property management. Since there will be an agreement itself, the developer or the property owner itself will do the property management, that is facilities management, cleaning, all those activities. Property management is one of the separate sector itself will be doing on this. This is one thing which we can do that. Now come to the management. Now I am saying that next slide, madam. So now you can say what is the scope for the managing students. So here comes what. See, if you are an management graduate, where these are the industries where you can go and develop your career growth. We called as a international property consulting, IPCs. That is called CBRE, Jones Lang Cushman and Cushman Wakefield, like the DTZ. These type of companies which is do a international property consulting. Not only in India, they do a worldwide, and they do a property consulting for them. That is starting from land acquisition to the for the client. For example, you say that for Apple is coming to India and they want to start their own production now. they will approach these type of companies that I want to start a company in India. You suggest us which place which is the easy for us. Now they'll give a report stating that this is the place which you can always be helpful. They will identify the sector that is for you can get in with Tamil Nadu. These are the facilities you have. You have the approval is process. They'll give a report and what will be the land that ROI. All this report will be made by them. Then other thing is you will see the property development companies like Shobha, all the top level DLF. All these companies will be having that. And land developers. Some of the land developers they will buy the land and develop into for the residential, for a warehouse, industrial lands, all this type of lands only they take at a particular thing. And for the warehouse and logistics, warehouse company itself, you can go to TVS Logistics, you can go to this type of companies also need the management graduates. And if you talk about these are the industries where the management graduates are needed, but if you talk all these industries, if you want only an undergraduate graduates or become graduates are all those people only working on these industries. We have seen only the ratio of a management student who are working in this company industries are very less. That is one thing. Second thing is there is a scope and they are not having that where to I take a specialization and where I will be fitting to this industry. Now that is the bigger question mark which people are finding out difficulty in those things. If you talk about, Madam, can you go to the earlier slide, please? If you talk about here, this is the life cycle of a real estate process. You can fit in. You talk about if you can ask any questions. Whoever want, I can say that you can throw out the questions. I can answer for the people. But I will give a simple example. What you studied in management in the first year, you might have studied about the basics management, and you might have studied for the market research. The primary, what is primary research, secondary research, and do the analysis. That's where you will be fitting. If you are very strong in that one particular subject, and you will be very much fit into this land acquisition and feasibility study. This two department is called in real estate called business development. In real estate segment, business development, these management students will be very much fit into this department if you are strong in analytical skills. Similarly, if you are a finance graduate, based on this business development input, you will do the business modeling. And this business financial modeling will be having a guy who has taken operations and marketing, as well as a guy who has taken marketing and finance will be very much suitable for financial modeling. Then also the legal. If you are coming with a legal background, the legal will be practicing on this things. And this comes to licensing. I am not sure about how many people. I think Madam might have known when I was studying in the university itself. I was the class representative. I was coordinator for tour coordinator, best secretary, as well as for the everything. We know I am very strong in licensing today because when I was studying in in the college, I used to do licensing with our department as well as to our university departments. It's literally how I got trained actually, because I took more responsibilities at that time. If I can challenge now today with all my classmates also, what is the skill I have earned? Even my wife, she knows that I am how much because I went and voluntarily because that is the one thing which always helped me today. I was studying engineering management with the practical experience that only I can get it in SAM DMS. That I can say very proudly. Even I used to quote everywhere that I learned many things only because I am very strong. The licensing today, I go and meet chairman. I meet that vice chancellor. I have to be CFO of our industry of our things. And literally to get an approval for a tour, we used to get nearly 15 to 20 signatures. It's true. But those days it was, we feel very bad, but today that helped me to get a easy way. Today I feel very comfortable. I can go and meet a collector, I can go and meet a ministers today, because that helped me a lot. That is the one plus point which we got it, all these things. That is one thing. Today's my strength is all these four things. See, I started my career itself like that. So I started with land acquisition. I worked for land acquisition 2-3 years. I was doing feasibility study. I was doing financial modeling. Then I learned based on that 4-5 years legal. I have very good strong in legal. Today my drafting of legal, people will say that madam used to sell, I was in Murugappa Group. But 90% of people say that I thought that I was a advocate. So in the entire, because I used to interact with that 35 companies in Murugappa Group. So I go there now, sir, are you an advocate? Why? Because you are talking too much of legal, which is comes to the land and related. Now that is the involvement which I got it. That's how we grow in the industry. Then you see that licensing also. Then during that period only we went and started doing that. And sales and marketing, couple of, like when you say that 2011 was the worst market, which people are saying that. I took a challenge with the company itself. Sir, give me a property which I will do it in. Today it's a record in Chennai. That is in Boat Club, we want to sell a property of 18,000 rupees per square feet. That is which I got it approved from the management. That is in Murugappa Group. From 4 companies have been board resolution been passed. Won't believe that is the people used to say that is the worst period in real estate and you can't sell it off. But we were selling at 25,000 rupees and we sold all those properties in 18 days. That is one thing which we are talking about. Then today's we come up with marketing. Marketing and sales is the biggest scope for management. Today these management students are very, very less in the industry. And people are coming, and we are also trying to every industry, every companies are ready to invest on people like freshers for management student. They come there and they stay for 1 or 2 years and they are not fit. They feel that they are not suitable and they are leaving it. But there is a lot of scope on this industry, and you see that people who start their career initially, you will be struggling for 5 years. After 5 years, when you compare with the other sectors, then only the real estate people will be growing in the higher stage. That I can challenge now today. I started you can see my CV itself. I started my career as a marketing executive in 2015. You see 2005. In 2015, I have reached to a level of vice president for a company like a Shobha. Okay, getting inside in the Shobha itself a very tough task today. Even as a fresher or anybody can't get into those industries. So I am a profit center and I was working as a CEO of the company. So for Coimbatore is concerned, I am the person for entire in charge. That is the growth level. See, initially you will be in the back side, and when you go up in the higher side, you will be in the top level. That's the one thing which we can say there. That is a huge. This entire life cycle experience is only few people who are getting in the entire life cycle. If you are, that is what my experience is on this entire life cycle. I had a good exposure. That is, I started learning on my own. That is the one thing which I can say. There's self-discipline, self-motivation, and self-learning has to be with the people. That is what makes you to be the best person. Okay, that's now you can. That's about my presentation. So, generic, I think I most covered a little bit. If anybody wants any questions or any career, anything, if you can specifically ask, I can definitely I can explain to you.
Thank you, Mr. Uma. Actually, it is a really valuable experience you have shared with the students. How the organizing ability of a student is showcased in SOM DMS. Because students, when they tell, when they hear from the horse's mouth, they are really understanding what it is. Because the kind of experience they get in the campus, how much it is important you have highlighted, and how it has helped in your career also, now they have understood. Now the forum is open for discussion. Students who wanted to have questions, you please can directly talk to Mr. Uma. I also have few questions. Maybe I will ask first, then I will link for that meeting. Again, I will try to join.
Yes, madam.
Uma, actually, this IT parks are now handing over, the IT parks, almost giants are handing over, IT giants are handing over the office space because of the new normal. They are going to give home office allowance. We are hearing, and they are also going for some changes in labor laws, which we heard as a news only. We don't know whether it is a fact. I think others, please keep your microphone mute so that there is some disturbance. So what is your view on that? If office spaces are getting reduced, they wanted to have like a supervising offices instead of keeping
Not yet.
everybody in the office, IT park, and they are now handing over the office space.
No, madam. That's what I am telling that you
Yeah,
talk
increasing
about.
the home space. Yeah, initially you started with that.
Yeah. See, always see the sector. If you talk about the sector, the real estate, one or another, it will always there will be the
Balance.
growth.
Yeah.
Balance and there will be a growth. One
And
thing. If
rightly
you
put,
talk,
Rajeshwari was sharing her daughter is having online classes, her son is having a office work from home. She has to attend this program. Every home, it is like that. My husband is having his classes. I am having this meeting. My son is having online class. We need separate room for attending these programs. Otherwise, everything will. So really,
yeah. Now
it is, yeah.
Now we have changed as the industry is concerned, madam. If you talk about, I will say that what you are talking is true. After pandemic, the industry itself, we are also getting tuned to the today's conditions. Now, earlier we used to sell. If you talk about the concept itself, we used to say that 2 BHK. You might have heard these words. 2 BHK, 3 BHK. Now we are not talking. Our concept itself has evolved.
office.
We are saying home office. We are talking another one more thing. Yeah.
HOs, home of 6 HOs, like that we have to talk about now.
Yeah.
2 or
Now
3
we are saying that,
depending upon the number.
yeah, that is there. And also what you are saying is correct. Well, office space in everything. If you are talking about office space now, that is what I was pointing out. During 2000 up to 2016, earlier the office space was growing very well. All these IT companies were any developer develop a property as a office space only. These office space be leased out by the IT companies. Why there is no? If you see about a particular sector and see that the office space, there is no growth in office space. It doesn't mean that there is no growth now. There is no development of office space now. All these IT companies has started investing on their own, and they started own building, which will not reflect in the market. Either today, even though the IT companies are going now what happened? That company once that 2015 before 15 itself, there is one more dip which has happened in IT industry now. 2005 to 10, all the IT companies who started developed their own invested on own property, they started like, okay, if you want to go for expansion, we can go for rental. That is what there is another sector is again it is open for the developer to build the IT companies. That's why you can see that in Chennai you can see the Brigade is developing almost 25 acres. That is almost you can say 25 lakh square feet of building. It is an international building which is coming in OMR, which is developing there. That is for space reason, and there is always a SEZ, special economic zone. If you want a developer, the IT company can't do. Even you are talking about work from home or anything else, there is all the IT products are getting exported. So they get the benefit if you are working on SEZ. So special economic zone, you have to go and sit in inside the office of an SEZ building and you have to work because that is chartered as an export. So there is a scope. It is only a prediction of people are saying that the market will go down or that. I think you may have got clear about, yes, there is a scope, but not 100, but still there is a 60 to 70 people are going there. So interest is always very strong.
My only curious question is, if they vacate the office in IT parks, what is the alternate use they will use that space? Because home offices,
No.
because another new demand for the sector, real estate sector, home office. Clear. And what will happen to this existing space, office space, whether any other industry could occupy? What is your take on that?
Same real estate company will be taking this property. That is what we are talking about. There will be a co-living.
Okay.
That is co-work space. It will be, instead of now Infosys building, they vacated now, that will be run by a co-working company. They will take over, or the one portion will be given, they will work out. For example, there is 20 lakh people who are working in IT company in US now. Now US they will vacate. Their office will be vacated, but they can work from home in India. But for conference or some particular things, they to get that office environment, they will work in some place. Today it is happening in Chennai, Bangalore, everything. This concept is initial, but now it is going to be. We thought it is this type of growth will be smaller size. Now it will be going in the rapid growth. So instead of office space, we say that co-working space.
Yeah, even in the education sector also, people are looking for that co-living in a different campus or in a different area. Online education they are getting, but they are very choosy about the partners to whom they want to co-live. That is away from home. This is a new concept which is coming up in Western countries. Like people would be away from home. They will choose their partners because they wanted to learn a lot from each other. So that is the objective, and they choose the course from online mode, from a university or from an institution. They co-live and they develop some other skill sets as well. This is the culture which is I have read in news this about this educational related also. I think now students can start.
I will tell you that. I will explain to you this one. This is a good concept what you are talking. I was saying that I was working in the industry for a longer time. Today you see that my design development, I work very closely on morning my space which I buy a property now. Morning it will be a co-living, a co-working space. Night I will change to co-living.
Okay.
This is only a 600. That's what I'm saying. There is a lot which we can talk about. Today we are working with the architect, and I have made a decision. That's what I am using consulting now. What is today for the last 1 year I was only working on affordable housing, co-living, co-working space. So when we say that last 3 years when there was not supply, there is a supply and there is no sales in real estate housing unit now. We talk about we were interacting with the co-living companies and asking them to take one particular tower and you take it off. Some people are given lease it out. That is happening in, you can take it in Chennai, Akshaya, DRA, all these company. Now what happened? Already I have a salespeople. Already I have these people. Now co-living, I need to start another one more vertical in my company. So other those things, Western whatever is there, we are
optimum utilization of the space or property or asset will also be possible in this kind of new ideas. Yeah. So now students can please start. Yeah. Preetham Das has asked a question. Kritika, can you? Mr. Uma, can you see the question?
No, madam. No.
Sir, can I read out?
You can read out.
Yeah, please read out, Kritika.
Yeah.
So I'm excused. I will join in another 10 minutes. You please go ahead. Yeah.
Land acquisition is a big problem for government in big projects. Does government or contractors involve our industry, your industry?
See, if you come about land acquisition, yes. when government is taking initiative for projects, when the government is going for it, that comes under the infrastructure. Infrastructure project is concerned, that land acquisition is always a problem. That is what you can talk about the 4-lane projects or 6-lane projects, or you have a airport project. That is, it goes on the different side. There is a problem, but most of them, it will be government will be given to the contracts. It's a bigger company which will be taking out. So they will be, for example, I am running an infrastructure company. Now, for example, MR or L&T. L&T will take that infrastructure project, and government will give all the rights to do the land acquisition. So the land acquisition team will go and involve in the each and every process and do the land acquisition. That is obviously will be there. But the compensation today for land acquisition, earlier if you talk about 10-15 years back, when we are doing land acquisition, they will used to give it in the guideline value, the price which we used to give. For example, the market price of a particular property is 1 crore now. The guideline value will be around 40 lakhs. So government used to give the compensation of 40 lakhs to those people and take care of it. That is what the litigation problem used to be there earlier. Today, they are giving, the government itself is paying that 1 crore now, 1 crore is the market price, and the guideline with is 40 lakhs. Now they are not paying 40 lakhs to the landowner, they are paying 1 crore. That is one thing which we can always should be appreciated. And there is always the social reforms like environmental. When these type of issues comes, definitely there will be a problem. Even it is about the passion about. Even I am in a land acquisition. I started my career for my real estate development or property. I had my own principle itself. I never go and acquire any agricultural land, which is already it's doing agriculture. I go and do the land scrutiny also. Thus, they are doing land acquisition for last, what they were doing. If it's an agricultural land, whether they are that agriculture, whether that land has been used for agriculture for first 5 years or 10 years, I take that input also. That is what you need more interest on that. So my personal thing. But if a company interested, I have to buy, I will buy it. There is no other go. But the people are getting it, we are doing it. I think that's enough. If you have any questions, you can have.
Sir, I have a personal question, sir. Sir, after the imposition of GST, when my friend was trying to sell her own house and to buy a house, another house, she had an issue because of this GST. Can you say what is your insights into it, sir?
No, what they are saying, GST will not be implemented. You buy a house and you want to sell a house, and there is will not be, GST is not implicated. Implement, we can't do what they are question I can give the solution for it. Because when you buy a property and you go and resell now, it is called the capital gains. Okay, long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain. GST is different, this is different. It's a tax law. Anyway, this tax, there will be a long-term capital gain or short-term capital gain. It's depend upon the value. They will give a fair value and you have to pay the tax.
Okay, sir.
I think if you got.
Sir, we have
got
another
that point, or are you still?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got the point, sir. Sir, we have another question. How the hike in floor space index like 1.5 crore, what is it, in Chennai leads to change in price in housing sector? Is it good or bad?
Which one?
The hike
floor
in
scale
floor
index,
space index, sir. Yes, sir. The hike in floor space index, sir.
Sir, this is a nice question, which I think it's a nice question. But actually speaking, most of the developer itself has started struggling on this to kind of find the answer. That is because I've been working on this thing, and for the couple of projects on that, there is nothing different between the old FSA and today's new FSA, floor scale index. Because floor scale index is concerned, earlier that they used to call, for example, there is a rule concept called, if you are a 30 feet road, you want to develop a property, now you have on 1.5 FSA, that is 2,400 square feet is your land area. Now you can build 3,600 square feet as a builder. That is what the earlier. But on that time in approval whole process, you have the staircase area, you have a lobby area, you have a balcony, and you have a headrooms. All these things used to be called as non-FSI, that is non-floor scale index. Those things will be added up. That is what we sell under sales things. So this problem, what happened is earlier, if you add on that, when it comes to sale, that is saleable area, we add that FSA and non-FSA, floor scale and non-floor scale. If you add both the things, will come to the saleable area. Now what happened? The government new floor scale index now that non-FSA is also included into the your FSA. That is the 50%. Earlier, I used to get approval for 1.5. My saleable will be my 2.21. 2.1 will be my saleable area. Today, 2 is my saleable FSI, and my saleable area is also 2. So there is nothing different between. You are losing actually. We are losing. This is even I started doing that. We were very enthusiastically. We are doing that. Okay, the government has come with a new concept. They increase that FSI, that is floor scale index. Yes, we are going to put more profit in. Definitely not. Earlier we get a profit, or earlier, now today it's very tough to achieve that FSA also. And the major issue is getting a car parking. We are not able to do the project. We drop lot of project based on this FSA is concerned. Next question.
Yes, sir. Previous year, Chennai was facing water scarcity. How the real estate company will give importance for that issue, sir?
No, it is not about real estate companies, and we can't say that. That is what the industry itself, when you are getting approval. See, we used to say that when you are buying a property, there are a lot of things has to be noted down, and lot of question has to be taken. There is called approval. If you read, I am seeing this. I am very sorry to say that 90% of the customer who buy a property today never seen the approval drawings. Approval, what they have gotten. It is clearly mentioning, if I develop any property, the foremost question is asked by the government is, how will you supply water? Water calculation. There is a calculation which has to be done, and source of water, from where you are getting water from for this particular project. If it is if I am not getting, there is no water source now, then I have to get it from the metro department, Chennai Metro, or water and sewage department. I had to get an NOC from them, and I am saying that I will procure water from there. We are giving a indemnity bond to those people. And also for like Nemili project, there is a desalination plant system. We have to get approval from them, and there is a water calculation is there. For example, every person need 60 liter per day. That is 110 liter per day is used for one customer. Now 1,000 houses into 4 into that calculation has to be done, and it has to be approved, and I will procure every day. I have to give 5 lakh liters of water. The source I have to give to them. So we no need to worry about any end customers or people who are buying the property, not worried about the water scarcity is concerned. Even water scarcity comes, it is not only for the developer, it is also for the entire city. So it will be taken care, and it is been the one of the criteria is to get the approval for getting the water supply also. I think this will get clarity. If you have more, I can get clearer on this also.
Yes, sir. Students are requested to clarify their doubts in the chat box if you want. Yeah, yes, we have one question, sir.
You can tell them that I can explain, or you can always, whatever is there.
No, sir, most of the students, they are having unstable network, like they have issues, sir, in that. So,
no, that's what you can read. Whatever is there, you can read it out.
Okay, sir.
Wait.
Sir.
See, I got it. I can. Land acquisition is the biggest problem government. Oh, you are talking about? Okay. What is it? So he's asking about environmental assessment bill. See, that is nothing to do with environmental assessment bill and whatever the real estate sector is concerned. See, one of the criteria to get uh, uh, that is Vijay Kumar. One of the criteria to get an approval is when you start a project, when you start land acquisition, before getting a clearance by environmental impact, we have to give a environmental impact analysis to the environmental department. Once they get clearance only, we can start working on the construction itself. That is one of the mandate. You can EIA clearance, that is environmental impact analysis clearance, has the mandate to start any project. So if we do any land acquisition, we are submitting a bill. All these bigger developer corporates have submitted this. They are going based on the environmental norms only. That is clearly we are getting. That is what the project life cycle gets delayed. From land acquisition to getting approval itself is a big task for a real estate sector is concerned. Once we land is procured, and we take it almost 6 to 7 months to get the approvals. That 6 to 7 months is one of the reason is environmental clearance. Environmental clearance is one thing. That is what we fought with the CREDAI, that is All India Developer Association. We fought with them. You have to give an approval before completing the project. We will be adherent to the environmental, and that is been accepted. That is some of the project they got approval also. Everything. Now whatever the company, that is what RERA is also saying. Once you get the that is Real Estate Regulation Act itself says that one of the criteria is you have to complain to all the environmental impact. That's it. I think that's the question. There is any other chat box, only 4 questions are there.
There is another question, sir.
No, Preetam Das, what you are saying that huge amount of unaccountable money is there in real estate. Yes, earlier that was a scam. Used to say, see, you talk about, when you say that real estate now, earlier, if you talk about what people used to call us, Uma, where are you working? I am in real estate now. They used to say that I am a mafia guy. This was the perception of all people earlier. It is not like that. When the corporates used to come, corporates never had. If you see, I worked in Murugappa Group. It's the one big company, one good company, which you can say that 100% transparency, no corruption, nothing is happened in Murugappa till date. That is what you will never see any income tax right or anything. There are very complaints to that. There are CS who works on all the complaints which has been government is raising. And we have done lot of projects. That is, you see that LAC building has been completed by Murugappa Group. Your Trident Hotel is built by that. All this Holiday Inn is built by this. This is a contract. This is a government. It is also comes into the real estate. We have not paid or any corruption. Even we not paid even a single rupee to any people also. And there is no unaccountable money. You talk about Murugappa Group, unaccountable, nobody knows what is that. So unaccountable money, there are people you are using in a different manner. But today, from once the RERA is formed, we say that them as a unorganized sectors. All these unorganized sector people have been moved out. They can't sustain in this market. Only the corporate can now run the business. That is what you can see in Chennai. You will see Murugappa is doing. You will see TVS has come into property development because they are coming into transactions, and you can see all these other people are doing it very well. That's I can give about that different thing. Why M-Sand is not used by many construction sites? No. Today it is one of the mandatory that M-Sand has to be used. 90% of the river sand is ruled out. We are not getting river sand in Tamil Nadu. If all developers are using M-Sand, that is there. So I think that is one of the things. Only government itself is selling M-Sand only. the biggest problem in real estate is outdated building by law and delayed infrastructure. What is your suggestion or strategy to improve? So that, see, these type of buildings we are doing still by critical. That is one of the question is, this question I can answer that we are doing a lot of redevelopment. If you talk about, if you take KK Nagar, the property development is concerned, earlier the government itself has doing the housing development, people have bought it. That is too grounded. We can say that 4,800 area property, there will be a 4 houses which is developed area, which is 15 to 20 years building. So these all the 4 landowner come and approach to us, and we do a joint venture. We call it as a joint development. So we pull down those buildings. Now for the new FSA is concerned, earlier they used to achieve only, they had only 0.6 or 0.8 FSA. Now when we pull down and coming, we are doing 2 FSAs as per new norm itself. So we are selling at 2.1, and now we are doing a lot of redevelopment. There are companies who do redevelopment. They take only redevelopment projects and do that, those things. Correct. Deepesh, it is after demonetization. Yes, demonetization. That is what one thing you can say. There are people used to say positive and negative. I will say that after demonetization, now the sector is traveling in the right path. Demonetization is concerned. Earlier, what you are talking, unaccountable money. See, we as a Murugappa group, even when we sell, people used to come with that unaccountable money, and they will ask us whether I can buy that property, and I will pay that unaccountable money. For example, I sell the property for 1 crore. He will say that I will pay 40 lakhs. Please reduce my cash. We say no. That is one of the reason before demonetization, companies like us as a corporate were not able to sustain with the other local builders, because they are some of them you are using the unaccountable money. How they are doing it and undervaluing the property value and doing it. But now our thing is, it's not there. We are doing in a better way now. So that is, we can't now actually after demonetization, the corporate can only do business. All other people will be become purely unorganized. Earlier this industry was purely unorganized. Now after demonetization, the industry itself has grown to a level of pure organized sector. This is very important valuable input we got from you. Preetam Das, not an issue. See, I'm doing consulting now. I'm not working anywhere. No issues. But you asked a superb question. What is very good to send you invitation for recruitment? No problem. You can send it to me. I can refer to so many people, which already I'm doing it. People who are not in this pandemic situation. There are companies using this pandemic situation. They are laid off some of the people. I got a job for other people also. They also joined there.
Yeah.
So
I also acknowledge
the biggest question
provided by Mr. Uma during when I was doing placement responsibility. When students approached Murugappa group, he helped a lot. So you have to catch hold of this alumni. Yeah.
No, madam. I'm saying that I am also. That is what today. See, you are people. I was expecting. This is what I was expecting. This is the one of the part as an alumni. We have the responsibility to guide you and get a job also. But my question is, what you have prepared to get that? What you have learned? See, everybody today, I will tell you an example for all these people. See, I started my career after completing my MBA. I started at 2005. Before we joined. You won't believe my salary when I started as a marketing executive. Today you are talking about it. We are clear about what we are doing. We never bother. We say that we want to build a career. Initially, don't look for this CTC. That is what my first point. I am the person who are getting, you won't believe, my CTC was 60,000 rupees per annum in 2005 when I joined in Venus Home Appliances as a marketing engineer. It is not about 60,000 per annum. And one more thing is, there is a competitor was sitting behind me. There were one position and two people were fighting. One is me and another one more person is, I was shocked. It is my senior, Ritvik. There is one person is Ritvik. He is into branding already. He has a 2 years experience. We both were fighting for that position. So he asked for 1.12. I asked for 60. They gave, but I took that responsibility. Not that, but I learned from them. If you talk about today digital marketing and marketing, branding, and how to different, I got an opportunity to work not about the 60K package. I worked directly with the managing director. I worked directly with the one of the best advertisement agency in India, JWT. So I am a fresher. I used to sit with that. I used to brief my marketing activities to that JWT. If I have not taken that opportunity, definitely I can say that I might have not got an experience to get what is marketing and branding. If we talk about branding, I can quote so many things and how industry is working, and I got an work with all the film directors, which I work with for the marketing, advertisement, everything. So that is what I'm saying. If you want a job and you want career development, yes, you select yourself. In 2005, when I was getting, my salary was 60,000 per annum. My classmate salary was 60,000 per month. This is the difference between me. And 2005 also I got married, but I still there. But if you talk about 2015, my salary was 3 lakhs per month. The same person who was getting 60,000 was only, it came to 90,000. You tell who has grown and who has learnt a lot. So if you come to if you are in the IT sector, you have to upgrade every time you have to upgrade yourself, and you have to learn new things and new things. Here, your getting experience pays the money. You keep on getting experience, you keep on getting, you'll be paid. Today, openly speaking, my value in the market is, it is almost people, people who are in the same grade are getting paid to 60 lakhs to 1.2 crores. But the same thing I do consulting, I can get more than that what I want. So consulting is totally different because that entire life cycle I learned. There is nothing to learn to me. If I work in a particular company, now I'm restricted. Now I've gone beyond that. So how you are going to build your career is going to be the part. And also people, you join there and you don't like it now, it won't be there, because even when we are studying, even madam knows that I took my specialization in operations and marketing. I was also gotten worked in experience earlier. I never sit for any banking, insurance or IT company for campus interview, because I was very clear and my team people, particular people, are very clear about what we want to become, and we fought with the university for the first time to get operation. You won't believe, today my operation papers, my electives, people used to say that what you studied in management or what you did in academy will not apply in real life segment or industry. If you, I shown that, that's what the slide which I was showing to all you guys. I thought I studied this paper. Can you relate me which paper fits to this life cycle? That I was expecting the questions from you people, like asking those type of questions. That's what I might have given all the explanation. First 2 years, even I was having the mindset that whatever we studied in management will never work for practical life. But it is depend upon your self-realization, self-understanding, and how you are going to correlate with what you studied. The simple thing what you will say that there is one Tamil movie you can watch, Tani Oruvan. There you will see that there is one the first page there would be an article in the summer, in the finance paper there will be an article. So you should be able to correlate. You should correlate, you should compare. These abilities what required in the industry. If you, there are 10 people who are having interview now, why you are standing at, you are not cultivating those type of cultures. So you should correlate. If you see that when BJP, today also there is one joke we say, first page we say that Sitara, it's a joke only. The first page they say that 1,80,000 schemes has been made by the BJP government. And the fourth page you see that Ambani has gone to the fourth place. Then second there will be an announcement in the third thing that they will say he has gone to the second place. What is that? You should try to understand or correlate it. It may be a joke or something, whether it is right or wrong, but you should have the capacity on your thought process, whether it is right or wrong, you should start correlating the things. What you studied, that was land acquisition gives me a lot. And the first year paper gives me a lot for me in the for business analysis, research. I am today, people say that analytically I am very strong because I have done lot of projects in industry during my our school itself. I have done our dean was there. Earlier dean used to give us a project. We done it for a petrol bunk. We do it in the night. That is also we have done it. We have reported that market research, questionnaire preparation.
Convenience store, setting up of a convenience store like Dr. SVN.
Yes,
and, Morgan. That was the project
like,
for HCL consultancy. Yeah, I was also part of it.
So we are doing that helps us to get the information. What I learned, whether I have done it, but I know what the thought process and what I am the thinking out of box. It may be simple silly questions. That is what people are worried about asking questions. You ask lot of questions, but I am saying that when you ask questions, even don't feel that it is a silly question and people feel very bad about it. You ask a lot of questions only, you will be able to get a good answer and you will start searching for the answers. You start searching for the answers, you will get more important answers. Any other thing in the question? Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful insights regarding real estate sector, sir.
Yeah.
I would request Dr. V. Rajeshwari to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I thought Varshini is willing to just deliver vote of thanks. Varshini is there? Varshini is not there? It's okay then. Yeah, good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our HOD madam for just helping in organizing this kind of alumni talk series. So every week, one alumnus is coming forward to share his experience and just to give valuable insights about the industry and sector they are belonging to.
Next week,
So
person is also decided. When you complete this week, I will release the next person. Amarendra Sagu of, I think, 8th batch, 2008.
Yeah. So many people are just coming on their own and they are just asking when shall I come and when shall I share my experience with juniors. So that's a very welcoming thing happening in our department. And I would like to thank Mr. Uma Maheshwaran. He also showed a lot of enthusiasm just coming and sharing. And he just shared so many things about this particular sector, which is not that much familiar to many of us because we don't know the insights. We don't know the things which are happening in the industry. So we are seeing the industry from outside. As a customer, we are seeing, but his views just helped us to learn certain things which are happening behind the screens. And sir, when I was just interacting with him, he mentioned about some voluntary survey he did when he was a student. He mentioned that also helped him a lot to understand about this sector and the kind of opportunities available in this sector, and he made use of it. So I expect our students also do something on their own. Just if they are getting some interest in this kind of sectors, they have to just start learning about this sector and try to just read the articles and whatever is materials available, no? So that they may get more and more information and interacting with our alumni, those who are actually working in that sector, because now alumni group has been started and so many people are in there. So students may also just get into that group and you can interact. And yes, sir, is there any possibility of getting some internship opportunities for our students? Can you just
No, madam,
help them? Yeah.
definitely. If there, that's what I'm saying. You want to have an intention, you can send it to me. Definitely, I can put it in not only here. I can get it in some companies in the real estate sector itself. Because I am telling you that. That is what I was asking, ma'am, and you. You want an internship on. You want to get the knowledge or you want to get the money. It's still simple. You want knowledge. There are a lot of things I can say that. For example, that's what after completing a speech I can give that. We have 90 students in DMS. See, one of the best industry. There is no report. I can give a challenge to that. Even our senior, you can see Preetam Pradhan is the South Asia's head for CBRE. It's a international property consulting. You go and ask him also, what is the report? Can you give a report for it? They give a market report or country report, study report for particular thing. They are getting, charging literally 30 to 40 lakhs. I'm saying 90 students are there. You take self-responsibility. Don't take as a money oriented or something. Take as a, it is a pride and enthusiastic. Do your personal research for Pondicherry. Pondicherry will be the good investment. There is no proper organized reports. You prepare, you guys separate into 4 fields. Take it as one person. What is the market for the retail sector in Pondicherry? Housing sector in Pondicherry. You do the survey. You go and do it. It is not necessary. You prepare your questionnaire. You get the report and consolidate and pre-prepare. You can talk to India itself. You can talk to 10 developers and you can say that, see, I have done it for Pondicherry, these things. This is my stuff. I used to tell Madam, Rashmi Madam, you remember, see, Mantri is a company which taken me because of my project, which I done as my own involvement. So that helped me.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to mention about. You just elaborate that to our students. So that's a very useful thing.
Yeah, I was working with a company earlier with one US company, which I do a feasibility study for projects in US. But every Saturday and Sunday, I myself was thinking that why, when I was able to do the place which I have not visited, which is US is not the place which I visited or not seen, but my report will been authorized and it will be appreciated by the Americans. But why not by the India? I started going to old OMR, that is 2005, 6, 7. Every time Saturday and Sunday I used to go there. I take my note paper, I to go in a bike only. It's not like any luxury life. Go there, I see a construction which is happening there. I take a note of it. I say that what is the building which is there. It is whether it's an IT building or said. There is called the thumb rule. Every 100 square feet you need a, we can say that what is the employment. For example, we say that 4 lakh square feet is built now. That is, you reduce by 100, divided by 100 is the people who is going to be employed in this particular building. Because this input was not known to any developer. This thumb rule which has been given to the industry by me. That after that only all these IPCs are started calculating it. This is a simple thing. I'm saying in 2 words, but to find out the 2 words, we really put a lot of work on getting those informations. That is what saying, you build your career now, you should get involved. You be passionate about it and do it as a hobby. It's not a something. So I started collecting, So when they interviewed me, they asked me, see, we got lot of IPC reports. We spent 1 crore, nearly 1 crore to getting into Chennai market. But we are not having an idea where to get it. Now I said, I have a report. We are impressed about the report which you are doing, which you have done for years. Have you done any report for Chennai is concerned. Sir, I have collected data, but it will take 2 or 3 days to consolidate and give the report to you. Yes, I said, okay, I will give it to you. I gave the report. I sent it to mail. You won't believe, next 3 seconds, I got an offer. There is nothing, there is no negotiation, there is no contact. I sent the report, I got an offer letter. This is one thing that is unbelievable. It's a top 10 developer in India. When I am saying that I got an opportunity, I got an opportunity to work that. And one more thing is the same mistake what you people are doing, and most of them used to do, I was doing that. What happened? After sending that, I vacated Chennai. I went to do, I thought the IT sector is going to be the boom sector and is going to be growth developer. I paid 3.5 lakhs to SAP. So 3.5 lakhs I paid and studied and got certification. I am a certified consultant in SAP. So I got 97 percentile, is the highest in the world, 6th person in world. But I didn't went because SAP I got it an opportunity also. The salary which they gave me is totally different, and the opportunity for me is totally different. If I might have taken an SAP certified, I might have gone to IT industry. Yes, obviously, I might have gone to some countries. I settled there, but I am comparing people who studied in engineering. My engineering graduate classmates also everything. They are not having a single house. They have only one house they bought it. To be proud, I can say that I have one house in Chennai, one land in Chennai, one house in Coimbatore. This all are earned from this industry. This is straightforward because we think that value now. We are saying we are getting that, and also we know that everybody bought a property. Now I bought a property for 60 lakhs. Now it is worth 1.5 crores. It's not necessary for me to go and work on anywhere. I can sell one of the property, put it in the bank, get the investment, I can sit there. So you start development. I am requesting all these things. You do your intern. It is not an academic. Please do a report there. Won't instead of asking, sir, I can you send me resume to get an intention? Sir, I am this. I have 2 reports which we prepared. You tell me what you can do. That's the thing I am expecting from you. Won't do it. Then you go there, you will be different. Instead of you are asking them or anything else, people will be afraid. See, CBRE, if Preetan wants, he can take 10 people. Pushpan Weakfield they can take 10 people. They need people like this who has that analytical skill. You can't come as a scratch. You develop what for particular industry, how I am going to, that is for this topic itself, how you can develop, you want to get developed in particular industry, how you want to shape up, and what are the required, the extra additional career growth, what you want to learn. That is what you should be prepared to get in this industry. I can openly challenge, I can say clearly that if you go and search which is the highest paid industry now, you won't believe real estate is the highly paid industry. Real estate is the highly paid industry in India. In US also. You won't believe, you go and search you search in Australia. You do your masters here. If you are getting able to, you get a PR in Australia, you go and work in Australia. What is the package you are getting? If you know that you got certified now, you won't believe. There are a shortage of people. Real estate is the only sector you are get a PR. Real estate is hugely demand in Australia. For Indian real estate also. That is what I have said, madam, I have done a lot of things, but I don't know how to do my PhD, madam. So I need somebody to help me with getting that.
So as I shared with you, Mr. Uma, one PhD I guided in affordable housing in Pondicherry, especially the large residential apartments I was sharing with you. One of my scholars was been awarded. Really I could see you as a person with ethical orientation, because most of the students who enter corporate will have ethical dilemma. and you are very strong in maintaining the ethical orientation in you, in also achieving the greater heights in the profession. So both are possible. You are an example to our young grads and future managers. And so,
Yeah,
as
one minute,
projects, no, lot of projects we can take up. Yeah.
1 minute. When you talk about ethical, is talking about that is what I want to plan. Today I am here in this position. If you take any developer in Chennai, I can talk to all the chairman or something. I can talk to them because they respect everyone in the market. It's a small industry, and people are highly paid, and good people are noted. And it is a places where you can get corrupted also. But if you are saying it's a good people now, everybody knows. I can go and say, sir, please take 2 people. You have to accommodate them.
I value your collaboration so much because during my headship, I want to place all the students with 2-3 offers or very good offers. So I am now having a strategy to interact with people like you, so that our DMS can reach some newer height. And about the project and other consultancy work or the field experience, we are actually going to introduce academic clubs in the department. Like earlier, you people used to have evening club activities, no? So same thing is now going to be online, and maybe next week we are proposing to introduce these club activities like finance club, marketing club. So in these clubs, the students can take up these group projects based on their interest, and alumni can also be part of that clubs, so that we are having in a LinkedIn group. In LinkedIn page, no, we are having a group so that anybody who is interested as an alumnus can guide the students, and faculty can guide the students. We can do lot of such research field survey also, and we can generate some useful reports as a responsible, socially responsible department. I think university social responsibility is a new concept coming up. So in that line also, DMS is looking forward to contribute towards that. So I think with all your support, it would be possible. Thank you so much, Mr. for sparing your valuable time. Yes, Rajeshwari.
Yes, thank you.
Enjoyed this lecture. Actually, now it is an eye-opener for all of you to know the opportunities in real estate sector. So you please tune yourself accordingly and equip yourself. Yeah. Yes, Rajesh.
Yes, students, you just today you learned so many valuable things. Just with the interaction with Mr. Uma Maheshwaran, no, he mentioned 3 important things. One is ethics always pays. So now he can just compare himself with all his batchmates who entered, just started their career in corporates, now where they are, now where he is. So that thing you have to remember. And another thing is you just put it in quotes, package. Don't just look into the CTC when you are just at the initial stages. When you are a fresher, don't expect highest CTC. You just start learning. You just utilize any opportunity and just think what you want. First decide what you want, and you just start working on it, and just don't look into the CTC and all other things. Start learning. That will take you into much greater heights. And here you can see a real life example in front of you, so that you can also just reach that kind of heights. In 15 years, he has reached this position. So that is what you have to learn today. And another thing is, because you have to just equip yourself. You try to market yourself. You have to just make the companies to come for you. You just don't just go behind the companies. Make the companies just to search for you. So I want this kind of person. You make yourself, just be prepared to just match the industry expectations. So that is what I can take from his interaction today. Very good insight, sir. Thank you very much for joining us today and shared your valuable information with us, and you are ready to help
one more
today also.
Sorry to interrupt, because we collected a placement need analysis Google form. So in that, I'm having the report right now. They preferred IT industry, banking industry, consultancy, investment, then manufacturing, finance, retailers, FMCG, and others. In others also, I could not find retail. Real estate. I think now people should think of this big sector, which is contributing around 13% towards GDP, right? So it has a lot of potential opportunities for you guys because project management is a very, very important area and they look for really good talents. So please explore this, and we have a guide like Mr. Uma who could really come forward, who has come forward to help our department. Always he has been helpful because when I was doing placement also, our students used to go there and meet in Murugappa groups. I think you remember that. Our students used to ask help from him and he was trying to refer companies. Yes, yes, Uma. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, madam. People who have come and met me in Murugappa, who have interacted with me, all those 10 people are still get connected with me, and we are very, very good friend of us.
Yes. Because that was the strategy we had.
Still we talk
I
about
don't
everything and
send
give them
to-
guidelines also. So,
yeah. Connections are always
so
valuable.
nothing there. And also I can share you one report which I done it in 2008. 2008. 2008 when I have done one report, personally PowerPoint. So on the report na, today after 10 years, that is I studied, done it in 2008, 2018, that report is valid today. Two project which is successful today based on my report. I was very shocked. My report na, so that's a passion. I never think
Yeah.
that the future. Today at least 2 or 3 people who definitely will be taking this career as a good example. And also I will put it you into Preetham. Preetham is the chairman of Asia Pacific for CBRE. Cushman and Wakefield. So
We
he
can
is
also take
senior.
consultancy
And
also
he-
with them. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you can talk to him and he will give about the international level how the industry is, real estate is there. He started his career there and now he is in the highest level. He is more than me.
Yeah.
So he's gone up to the Asia Pacific level now.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes, thank you.
over to Dr. Rajeshwari. Yeah. I think Dr. Kasi also joined. Dr. Kasi, you know Dr. Mr. Uma? Placement,
I have not seen him. I have not seen him.
and so he
Sir, he belonged to 2004 batch, sir, 2002 to 4. So
Yeah,
he
I
was
may not know.
educated before we have
formally
joined.
Mr. Uma. Dr. Kasi Lingam and Madan Mohan sir are the coordinators for this year, placement coordinators, they are faculty advisors. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Rajesh. You can
So we will call you, sir. We will call you and
Yeah,
we
definitely.
will get connected. Sir. We will get connected. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
We'll share your phone number and mail ID to the placement coordinators
Yeah, we
so
are
that
actually
they
having
may.
SOP, Mr. Uma. After this guest lecture, the details will be shared to the placement team. They will follow up with the alumni and other experts. This is the system we have as usual.
No, it is
Yeah,
not.
So thank you for the faculty members who ever joined and the students who joined and on time and interacted with the guests and just clarified their doubts. So it's a good experience today. Once again, thank you one and all for joining today.
Thank you, Uma. Have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.